Probably almost everyone has a story about getting sick in public or having an accident at school. Well, this is a story of how I vomited on people from the second floor, and not just anywhere, but in the largest philharmonic hall in my city. This story happened to me when I was about 7 years old. It was summer. Someone gifted my dad 3 tickets to a big concert that was supposed to take place in the city. My dad gave those 3 tickets to my mom, suggesting that she takes my sister and me along. So, the day X arrives. I woke up in the morning, washed up. My family and I had breakfast and everything was great. Dad, as usual, went to work. He was a true hard worker, probably one of the reasons why he will skip work if only the world was ending.
Nice.
We took our time to get ready. Dressed up for the occasion, we started putting on our shoes, but then suddenly I felt thirsty before leaving. At that time, my family didn't have a car, and we lived relatively modestly. I thought to myself, it's summer outside and we'll have to take public transport in the heat. While everyone was getting their shoes on, I dashed into the kitchen, grabbed a glass, and went to the tap to fill it with water. But then I suddenly saw a mountain of dirty dishes in the sink, and at the top, like a treasure, was a glass completely filled with orange liquid. It smelled like oranges and the foam on top looked very appealing. I assumed it was Fanta and without thinking, took the glass and started drinking from it, despite the awful taste. I gulped down almost half and put the glass back on top of that mountain of dishes. And now, as an adult, I realized that there couldn't have been Fanta in the house. The glass was filled with orange dish soap. Before leaving, Dad had decided to gather all the dishes from the table and pour some fairy into my cleaning easier for later. And I drank that cocktail. What can you expect from a child? Kids often do stupid things. So I returned to my family and we went to the bus stop, then got on the bus. As you can guess, a ticking time bomb was inside me. I felt weak and my stomach was making strange noises. But I didn't tell my mom anything. I didn't want to ruin such a wonderful day for my family, especially since we rarely went to places like theaters or cinemas. Somehow, we made it to our destination without any incidents. We got off at the stop and walked towards the huge philharmonic building. By this time I was already sweating and everything around me felt blurry. Mom kept asking if I was okay. I replied, yes, I am fine, just a bit hot. But in reality I was barely able to walk. We entered the philharmonic hall. The lobby was large, with staircases on both sides leading to the second floor. There were a lot of people, all crowded together. Depending on where your seat was, people were directed along different paths. Some entered the theater from the first floor, while others went up the stairs to the second floor, and then into the theater hall. The usher looked at our tickets and told us to go up to the second floor. As we climbed the stairs, I started feeling even worse. For a moment, I felt like the food in my stomach wanted to come back up, and something was about to happen, but then that feeling suddenly disappeared. We reached the second floor. There was a line at the door, and we decided to wait for people to go inside before taking our seats. I approached the railing of the second floor and leaned over it. It was already hard for me to just stand. I was almost losing consciousness. I looked down, seeing the crowd of people below. Suddenly, I felt a strong urge to vomit and released a fountain of bile with such force that I lost consciousness. When I came to, I was lying on a couch in the lobby of the first floor. Although I felt very weak and dizzy, I felt much better. I got up and sat on the couch. There were no people in the lobby, everyone had already taken their seats and was watching the concert. A minute later, I saw my mom. She came out of the restroom holding a bucket of water. Then she walked to the center of the lobby, took a glass out of the bucket, wrung it out, and knelt down to start cleaning the floor. Then she rinsed the clothes in the bucket, wrung it out again, and continued cleaning the floor. After that, she went back to the restroom to change the water. I sat there silently watching. I didn't dare to approach her or speak. I felt ashamed because I had ruined such a festive day. Silently, sitting on the couch, I began to remember the chaos. I recall people screaming. Apparently, those were the ones I vomited on, and I remember the janitor arguing with my mom. When my mom finished cleaning the floor, the janitor came and took the bucket with the clothes. My mom approached me and asked how I was feeling. I replied that I was feeling better. In her youth, my mom was a strict woman with quite an explosive temper. But at that moment, she wasn't angry, just a bit worried. Then she took me to the restroom, where I washed my face and mouth. From my mom, I learned that my sister was currently watching the concert with everyone, and my mom had been confronted. People were arguing with her about the mess I made, and the janitor refused to clean up after me. She gave my mom a bucket with the clothes, but didn't provide a mop, although I don't know if the janitor even had a mop. My mom said we would wait for my sister, but we wouldn't go into the concert ourselves, because people were angry with us, and who knows, I might throw up again during the concert. So we sat there quietly on the couch. My mom said, "If you feel bad, tell me right away, and if I'm not around, tell Dad, and if he's not there, then tell your sister, understand?" "Yes, mommy." Then I explained to her what probably made me sick. After that day, we never used fairy in our home again. To this day, we still don't. By the way, I should mention where I'm from. I grew up in Central Asia, where family ties are incredibly strong. In our culture, it's customary for parents to be held accountable for their children's misdeeds. This places a huge responsibility on parents, and they often take the blame, even if their children aren't directly at fault. That's why people express their grievances to my mom, and even the janitor refused to clean up after me. You know what's strange? I don't remember the name of the concert or anything related to its theme. I can't recall whether it was a play, a show, or a performance by singers and artists. No matter how hard I try to remember, it's fruitless. The only thing I clearly remember is my mom kneeling down and cleaning the floor with her hands. Despite the unfortunate situation, I was struck by how she reacted. She didn't scream, didn't get angry, despite her fiery temperament. Instead, while solving the problem, she showed patience and resilience. My mom, who could usually be strict and demanding, at that moment showed me that love and care were more important to her than anything else. I will never forget that day, not because of the shame, but because it showed me how much my mom loves me. This is a memory that I will cherish for a lifetime. And that was my story. Share your own story in the comments, I will be glad to read it. Be my friend, be my cringe bro.